my gosh. This episode was literally epic. Oh my gosh. Whew! This episode was something. I'm telling you, like, I can't get over this feeling. So this is Station 19, Season 3, Episode 15, Bad Guy. Oh my gosh. This was such a season finale type episode. I could not believe it. Now, to make a long story short, they do more Vic's past again, and I don't know why I didn't think it was coming, but I'm glad that we saw the rest of her story and we got to see how she became a firefighter. So since we know about how a lot of them became firefighters now, I think we're just missing maybe I don't know if that was Travis's story of how he became a firefighter, but then we're missing Bishop's. How did Bishop become a firefighter? We saw her as a kid and everything, but that doesn't explain how she became a firefighter. So I'm guessing they're going to have more of this type theme so that we can see how Bishop became a firefighter. Anyways, yeah. So it kind of played a big part in tonight's episode. She was, like before, she was in a college. She was in college. She was in theater. She's a singer. And I'm wondering, like, in real life, if she was on theater. A lot of actors come from theater and go into TV. So I wonder if that was how it happened for her. Anyways, so they had a fire inspection, and the fire inspection, her theater teacher, he wasn't going for it. He was just like whatever in it, and because of that, there was a fire, and then he did die. So when it came time for Sullivan, sent them on an assignment to do inspection. The dude got there, he was like, yeah, he's a friend of Dixon's. And then Sullivan got there, and Sullivan's like, yeah, I'll take care of it. From then, Vic figured out, what was going on, and that she didn't want anything to do with that. She wanted everything to come out right. So, yeah, because of that, she went to Sullivan and Andy's house, and she talked to him, and she was like, people die in plane crashes, people die in fires, and she didn't want him to make that mistake. But what she said was people died in plane crashes, and that was a trigger for him because his parents died in plane crash. So, that you shouldn't have said. Now to the good stuff. Continuing from last week's episode with Bishop was, she's kind of unraveling, if I should say, because of, the things that she's not found out about her father, but realized about her father. And she doesn't like the way that it's making her feel. And she's lashing out at the people she loved. At the beginning of the season, she lashed out at Jack. And now at the end of the season, she's lashing out at Karina. And so I have been saying this all season long, how I could not wait and so excited how I wanted them to get back together or whatever the whole entire season, how I want Jack and Bishop to be together. How much y'all want to bet that after this, what just happened, how much you want to bet that she find out she pregnant? It could work. It could work, but it couldn't, because then she couldn't be captain. That would cause a whole nother issue. So, it could happen or it couldn't. But I would like to say that could be a possibility. Now, Andy, she's over here unraveling too. She's finding out things about her mom and dad's relationships, and she said her mom didn't look happy in a lot of pictures. Now, she's looking at all these pictures, and she's seeing, old family members and this and that. She sees her cousin. She starts reading letters, and she starts to find things out. Like, I knew it was more to this story about her mom, and I feel like next week we're going to find out exactly what that is. I knew it was more to the story. Maybe her mom's not alive, but something is going on with her mom. Maybe she is. Like, I got this feeling that she's alive. I don't know why. I got this feeling. I've been saying this for weeks. I got this feeling. This is like this is a moment. I feel like this could be. So she's unraveling. She lashes out at Bishop. Her and Bishop argue. She's like, you don't have a right to say anything about your father. You had a good dad. And, they go back and forth about that. And Bishop walks out. And Andy's like, what's your problem? And then she lashes out at Sullivan. And she just says some things that are not kind because she's unraveling. And he's like, this is why your dad did not want you to be captain, because he knew when he died that you would unravel. And that's exactly what's happening. And so she said some hurtful things about him, on his drugs and all that. Then we've got Little Dixon in the car, in the PRT with Jackson and Warren. Yeah, so a gunman, she comes in there, she hops in, she's like, drive, and she's coming to steal all the drugs off of the PRT. And so he's driving all erratically, and they got the patient in the back. So it's like, they're like, bro, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill this dude when we pull over. They pull over. Here goes the woman. It's a shot. Okay, here's me thinking. Typical shows, they always show like somebody getting shot at the end of an episode. But this was like in the middle, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. I should always know that it's not that big of a deal when they say it is. And I told y'all last week that it was gonna be Jackson that got shot. And I said I was cool with Jackson or Lil Dixon getting shot. And I knew it could be Jackson. I knew it's Jackson. I'm good at these prediction games. So when I say that I have a feeling about the pregnant, see that Bishop could get pregnant, and then that Andy's mama's alive, I really get these feelings, okay? So I'm like super hype about this episode. Like, brought life back, okay? Yeah. So Jackson's is a gunshot. Oh, it's on his leg, so he ain't gonna die or nothing. But it's a through and through, and he ends up being okay. He's sitting up there like looking at it and everything, like what he about to do with his plastic surgeon hands. He's doing that. Warren. What I have failed to mention this whole time, and something that I saw on Twitter a while ago, was that this woman tweeted. I think I might have mentioned it, but I remember she tweeted that Warren is learning all the. I think I did talk about this, but I'll talk about it again. Warren is learning all these skills from all these different type of departments because he's in trauma. So he's learning how to do heart surgery. He's learning how to do general surgery. He's learning how to do reset bones. He's doing all this on the PRT, and it's in the moment. And so when you're in the moment, you just do things. And when you do things like that under pressure, that's the best time to learn, for me at least. So I feel like he can be one heck of a surgeon. He's going to be one heck of a surgeon. How many specialties could this dude have? If he ever went back and worked in the hospital, which is what I feel like, if Station 19 ever got canceled before Grey's Anatomy, then he would go back to Grey's Anatomy and be a trauma surgeon. That's the type of level that he's got, the surgical and he's got the firefighter. So it's that could happen. Blah, 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 bruh. Alright, so it was so explosive. Okay, so Andy meets with one of her dad's old friends. and he's like, were my mom and dad happy? How did they, how were they like? Were they angry? Did they like each other? He's like, it's not my job to say it. I'm like, what you mean it's not your job? He's dead. Start talking. Like, but I mean, I got a feeling we'll find out about that next week. But like, the dude's dead. We're gonna find out. Come on now, just let it all out. Like, we can know this now and get this over with. But hey, they gotta say something for the season finale. So it's something there, something to it. She's got calling family members, calling and calling and calling. They're not answering. Like, you're gonna do when they pick up. Like, you gotta chill out. They're gonna think you're like some kind of stalker lady. So chill. Yeah. Then we got Jack and Gibson and wait a minute, that's the same person. Jack and Miller. Jack and Miller, and they go and they had a stab. The stab victim that was in the PRT was stabbed by a woman that he raped. That he tried to rape or raped, and Jack and Dean took her to the hospital, and they talk and everything, and Miller's like, I forgive you, and he's like, what are you talking about, bro? And he's like, he forgives her for Vasquez's wife, sleeping with Vasquez's wife, and he's like, besides, I've got my eye on somebody anyway that I might be trying to do in the fire station. So yeah, at the end or towards the end, Miller and Vic are talking, and here comes Jack, and he's like, did he tell you that Jackson got shot? And she walks out, and Jack's like, oh no you don't, oh no you don't. He finds out that Vic is the one that he likes. And one thing that kind of stuck out to me when they were in the hospital scene was that Jack was like, difference between me and you won't act on how you feel, I'll act on how I feel. And that kind of stuck out with me a lot for that scene. Now, at the end, Bishop goes back home, and DeLuca's there, and they talk, and she's like, you can leave, and Jack was like, you run people away when you're hurt, and this is what you're doing. You're running me away, you're running everybody away. And she goes home and does the same exact thing to DeLuca, and she's like, well, I just slept with Jack an hour ago, so do you want to leave now? And she got the girl crying. Like, you don't do that. You got the girl sitting there crying. Like, but the accent, DeLuca's accent is like, I love the accent. I love it. So then, at the I don't know if this is the very end or not. I keep saying at the end, but, it was so many different scenes. Sullivan goes to the fire department head or whatever, and talks about Dixon to the board. He's like, he's covering up things. He's corrupt. He ain't with the game. And, he tells the truth of what happened. He's not going to let him hold power and put people's life at risk, because that's what you got to deal with that at the end of the day. And so, hopefully this is going to bring Dixon down. Now, Dixon's son, he unraveled because of the gunshot. He's like, man, I'm not cut out for this. He ain't never been cut out for this life. He was never cut out for it. So he's like, I ain't cut out for this. I can't do this no more. Oh, this and that. So he quits and tells his dad he quits and that he, likes boys and stuff. And then Warren, I can't remember if anything happened with Warren besides that. But next week, they always, like I said, they make it seem worse than what it is. they'll probably have that bomb at the end of the episode. Since it is the season finale, that bomb scene will maybe be at the end of the episode, and they'll, you know, deal with this. They'll deal with it there. So, you know, I'm ready to see how, you know, Sullivan gets his surgery finally, everything. I'm guessing Jack's the one who's holding the bomb. So Jack might die and Bishop might cry. So we'll see. I don't think we'll lose another firefighter we've lost 2 firefighters this season. Okay? We don't need to lose it anymore. Okay? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I will see you guys next week for the season finale. Hope you enjoyed this review. I was kind of hyped. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys later.